All right, everybody, welcome to Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create a tapestry of extraordinary experience. So I'm excited about today's video because I was at Waffle House earlier today getting some coffee and just sitting down and just getting my thoughts together and thinking and everything. And I was able to talk to one of the waitresses. And she came over, asked me about Halloween, and we were just talking just generally about, just it rained outside and hopefully people being saved during Halloween. And she was talking about her kids and everything. And so when she came over to talk to me and everything, it was very pleasant because that's what we need in society. We need people being able to talk to one another no matter, where they're from or who they are, whatever. But I had to get into the conversation of she was talking about her spouse, and she was talking about, him being a hard worker, and this is just a job that she just wanted to take on. Not that she had to work, but she wanted to be able to add to the household, and she was glad that he was able to do majority of the providing, but she was basically saying that two incomes are better than one. And I just thought that was so interesting because you all know I've been wanting to interview people to basically get to the basis of asking those questions and things like that. And this lady was a very nice white lady I met. Now her husband, I'm not sure what race he was. I didn't ask or whatever, but just from the way that she was talking, everything she was talking about her kid, I think that her husband was white, to be honest with you, but I was just asking her, how does that work? Like, was that something that you all discussed as far as you basically working, even though you didn't have to, and you wanted to contribute to the household, contribute to the bills and stuff like that? And she says, you know what? She says, we actually sat down and had a conversation about that. And she's been married, I believe she told me, about 3 years. And I was just amazed with the answers that I was getting, because here she is working an hourly job, and she's being able to bring money back into the household. And even though her husband is working enough for her to be able to, not work, from the gist of the conversation that I was getting, I started to get into the numbers and everything. And I was like, so what do you think about all this talk online that goes about women expecting the man to make, more than 6 figures a year in order for the household to work? And she was like, I've heard of that, and that's just something that she said that she didn't subscribe to. But she says that it will be a better option for the woman to also have the opportunity to work to be able to contribute to the household. And I just thought about that, like, man, here this one woman is, she doesn't have to work, but she's working to be able to provide, within the household. And her husband has positioned her in a position to where she didn't have to work, because they had a discussion about that. And I thought about what are we missing in the black community, and also a lot of the women that do want this, 6-figure high earning network man. What do they want him to actually, be able to provide? And they're not even doing anything to the table, because throughout the conversation that we was having, she understood the assignment. She understood what she needed to do to make the household work. And I just could not for the life of me think the formula is so simple, ladies. And this conversation naturally happened because as I was drinking my coffee, she came over, she smiled, she started a conversation as what any people would do if they see that their guests are nice or they're patronizing the establishment. The workers at times will come over and just have a conversation with you, because especially like in Waffle House, I mean, usually if you see the same people over and over, they're going to eventually get them to know you anyway. But I was just taking all this information in, like, man, I need to definitely do some more talking with people just to gain an insight and get different perspectives, because this is so valuable. And ladies, the formula is, as I said, is so simple. if you meet somebody and you all have a discussion about what the household needs. Okay, if you're not going to work, ladies, if you and your man have that understanding where you don't have to work, he's going to do all the providing and you don't have to do anything, and if that assignment works for y'all, that's great. But remind yourself that if he ever loses that job and you are living this lavish life, how is the table going to stand? Because the question remains, and I'm going to ask, ladies, what do you bring to the table? You may have to bring an extra pair of spare legs to the table if for some reason that man loses his job and you all are living above your means. Will the house still stand? And I still got more talking interviews to do with other people, but it's just so interesting how the first time that I'm talking to somebody about topics that I've been talking to you all about on the channel, I'm talking to a white lady who is working at, working an hourly job, waking up early, getting out, working to bring more money into the house so her and her husband can work together, and they've been married about 3 years. So she's young, she's married, she has a kid, and the interesting thing, the guy, she told me that the guy was the stepfather. So she already had a kid by somebody else prior, that she married this guy, and then he's providing and all of that. So the things that are totally opposite that I'm hearing in the black community is what's actually happening over here with her. And out of everything that we talked about, I asked her repeatedly over and over in multiple different ways, what is it that people are missing? And I say people are missing, I'm talking about people from all different walks of life or other races and everything. But particularly on the channel, as I always said, we always compare black and white because that is what the majority is in this country, in the United States. But ladies, if you are with a man out there that you and him have had a conversation and you don't have to work and you're living your lavish lifestyle, what is this magic number that you all are saying that you need in order to be cooperative? I really want you all to answer that question, because they say everybody has a number. So it's almost like, is $250,000 enough money for you all to basically be in your feminine state that you say that you want this man to bring in? And I'm just putting the first initial number out there, because a lot of people say 6 figures, but they don't really give an exact number. So I'm just going to give you one. For $250,000 a year, if that man brought in that amount, what will you be doing if he's bringing in that much money and you don't have to work? I want you all to really think about that, because I was just talking to somebody today whose husband doesn't even make over $100,000, and she said that she makes sure she's take care of the house and she works, and she said that she was happy. So we're missing something here about the exclusive lifestyle. But I want you all to definitely post it in the comments, because I want the ladies to be able to not only learn from one another, but to also look at some outside perspectives too, because I am super curious in the way that people think and how people move in our society today with all of these numbers. Ladies, the men out here love the femininity that you all have. The problem is you are letting the dollar value determine how feminine that you can be. And the easiest thing is when you are in your natural state and you all be able to pour into your household together, that makes a person thrive. Seriously. So definitely put it in the comments below, people, because I really want us to really tap into this awesome conversation here, get some insight from people from different backgrounds. Sisters, I want you to comment out there. Ladies from other communities, I want you to comment out there, because I really want to start to circle these discussions up. Hopefully when the channel grows, we can get a little panel up here and start having these conversations respectfully without folks jumping down each other's throat and cussing each other out. But like, listen, subscribe. Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, and relationships create a tapestry of extraordinary experience. You all have a good one.